Well, hey there, friends. So, one of the questions that I've gotten is, help, my SEO and keywords aren't working. What do I do? And first of all, I love getting questions from y'all. I absolutely love being able to help you with your SEO and your marketing right where you are because, hey, what's the point of doing this if it's not helpful to you? So if you do have questions, please pop them in the Facebook group or shoot me an email, info@faithhannon. But today's question, help, my SEO and keywords aren't working. What do I do? I'm going to dive deep into some technical things for you to check and then some things for you to just objectively evaluate about your SEO strategy so that you can decide whether you actually need to make some changes and some pivots or not. So listen in. This is going to be a take notes kind of an episode. So grab that paper and pen and your favorite coffee, and we're just going to jump right on in. Hey there, fellow entrepreneur. Welcome to Simple SEO and Marketing with me, Faith Hannon. Do you want to grow your business with organic marketing and finally feel like you can understand SEO? Are you scouring the internet for how to get more website traffic, SEO for dummies, and how to market on Pinterest? Have you tried to grow your business with SEO and blogging only to get frustrated and quit because it's overwhelming and too time consuming? Been there. Hey, I'm Faith Hannon, Jesus lover, copywriter, blogger, wife, wrangler of tiny humans, and barrel racer. And let me tell you, I didn't have time to waste sorting through SEO and keyword strategies that either didn't work or were so over my head I couldn't understand them. I honestly thought that SEO and blogging only worked for people with a PhD in tech jargon and a whole team of employees, until I learned these secrets. Good SEO strategies don't have to be complicated, and creating and marketing great content doesn't have to take more than a couple hours a week total. So pop in those earbuds, slam some coffee, and let's grow your business with simple organic marketing and a healthy dose of biblical encouragement along the way. Okay, so before you shoot the messenger, I'm just going to remind you that SEO is a long game strategy. Instagram and Facebook and the booty shaking, air pointing, like that strategy, it's gotten us accustomed to like what feels like quick wins, right? Like we post something, we get lots of likes, we get lots of, comments or whatever from posting that thing, and we think, oh, I'm winning. When in reality, I know for me personally, that really didn't do a whole heck of a lot to generate very much sustainable revenue in my business like SEO and blogging and podcasting has done. So I want you to take a step back if you're used to using mostly social media for your marketing and realize SEO, blogging, Pinterest, all of these more long game things, they're going to get you more sustainable results in the long run, but you may not get the immediate woohoo, somebody liked my post feeling like you do with social media. Way better strategy long term, but you're not going to get the little pitter patter feeling when you see that you got 900 likes for dancing to a trendy song. Okay. Now that little disclaimer is out of the way, when you've gotten started with SEO and keywords and you're like, oh my gosh, it's not working. Is it working? Help, it's not working. What do I do? There are truly some technical things that you need to check. Okay, so I have a list of 4 technical things for you to check. And then I have a list of 4 things that I want you to evaluate overall. Okay, so I'm going to start you with the technical things for you to check. Okay, thing number 1, the technical thing that you must check if you're like, Zeke, my SEO and keywords aren't working. The number 1 thing that you have to check is you have to make sure that your pages are not marked do not index. Now, depending on which website platform your website is built on, obviously y'all know that I like Showit, love Showit. There is a place on Showit and on most website platforms that I've worked with where on each individual page, like let's say your about page or your blog page or individual blog posts, that you can check on that page, like on the back end of that page, you can check do not index. Now, when you have something checked or marked do not index, Google is going to ignore that. because that little check mark that says do not index tells Google, don't bother crawling this and indexing this information, okay? So you have to make sure that none of your pages that you want indexed are marked do not index. Now, if you want to, you can, if you have a small website without a ton of pages, you can actually go through and you can go into the back end of your website builder and you can check and make sure that these check marks are not checked. Now, if you're like me and you're like, ain't nobody got time for that, then there's a free site called SEOsitecheckup.com/analysis. Now, I'm sure there's something they're going to try to sell you. I don't spend any money with them. Like, I haven't. They're not somebody I pay dollars to. I'll put it like that. But you can go and you can do SEO site checkup and just put in your URL and they're going to tell you if there's anything marked do not index. Now, if there is something marked do not index, you're going to have to go into your website and uncheck that box, okay? Now, the thing number 2, the technical thing you need to do is if there is anything marked do not index, you got to fix that. And then you have to go ask Google to re-crawl that specific URL. Now, this is not the most fun thing in the whole wide world, and it does take Google, they say up to 28 days, I think it is, to recrawl that information, recrawl that site. And there is a URL inspection tool within Search Console that tells you how to do this. And I'm going to actually link to that article in the show notes because it's just, they did a good job explaining it. I'm not going to rewrite everything. You can just go there. But if you don't have Search Console set up, you need to get that set up. If you don't have Google Analytics set up, you need to get that set up as well. They're free tools. You have to set them up separately, which is dumb, but it is what it is. But then when you're like, oh no, this isn't indexing, I'm not sure if it's indexing, you can just go copy that URL and pop it in there and ask Google to recrawl it, okay? Thing number 3, technical thing number 3 that you need to check is you need to make sure that you don't have a bunch of broken links, because if you have links that are out on the interwebs on other people's sites, or you have links within your website that you're linking to in blog posts or podcasts or Pinterest or whatever, you need to make sure that those links aren't broken. All right. Now, the tool that I like to use for this is just like easy peasy. It's on Ubersuggest. So Ubersuggest tells me if I have broken links, but that's a paid thing. If you don't have Ubersuggest, y'all know I love it. But if you don't have it, there's another SEO tool called Ahrefs, Ahrefs.com, and they have a broken link checker on there for free. Now, this is also another SEO site and keyword site that you can pay to use. I have not paid to use it, but the broken link checker is free. So go ahead and use that. Again, I've linked that in the podcast notes. And then the 4th thing that you need to check that's just pretty technical is your load time too long? Now, if you have a website with a ton of videos embedded or a ton of large file size images, it's going to take your stuff longer to load, okay? Now, load speed is a huge factor in SEO because Google wants your stuff to work, right? They want your stuff to load quickly. So if it doesn't load quickly, then they're not going to bump you up and it's going to hurt your SEO. There are several site speed checkers out there. If you just Google, check my site speed, check my page load time, you're going to see a bunch of them pop up. Honestly, like none of them just make my heart go pitter patter. Like I think one's probably pretty much as good as the other, but as long as your load time for your site is between a second and 2 seconds, I think you're going to be okay. All right. Hey friend, I know you're trying to grow this business, but does it feel like it's not really going anywhere? Did you know that we can actually fix the back end of your business so that you have some great SEO? Did you know that we can repurpose your podcast or repurpose your blog and help you grow faster? Did you know that was even an option? If you're thinking, oh my goodness, Faith, that would be amazing, then head on over to faithhannon.com/coaching or click the link in the show notes. In just 1 hour of your time, we'll get you a marketing plan in a box with the exact keywords that you need to be going for, how and where to implement them, and at least 3 months of SEO-focused content planned out for you. Let's get your coaching call on the books right now and get your marketing strategy headed in the right direction. Spots are limited, so don't wait. and I cannot wait to help you finally get the breakthrough you've been waiting for and jumpstart your business dream back to life. Okay, so now the little bit of tough love, shoot you straight. These are the things you need to evaluate, like take a step back, look at these things objectively. Don't get your feelers hurt. This is not an indication of your value or your worth, but you do need to evaluate these things about your content strategy and about your SEO strategy before you're like crying in a corner because your SEO is not working. Okay. Now, the first thing I need you to evaluate is, are the keywords that you're going for, are these the right size keywords for your business right now? Because the fact of the matter is, we all want to go big or go home, right? Like, ain't nobody want to play small. We all want to get found for the biggest searches possible. I get that with every fiber of my being, with every fiber of my competitive self. I get that. But the fact of the matter is if you have a small business or a small audience, you do not have the capacity, you don't have the SEO street cred to go for some giant keyword. And when I say giant keyword, I mean a keyword that is searched a ton of times. So if you're just starting out, you cannot go for a keyword, realistically, you cannot go for a keyword that is searched 1 million times a month or 100,000 times a month, okay? Now, I have a whole formula for figuring this out and figuring out the right size keywords strategy for you. It's something that I use with clients in my coaching calls, and then I've also taught y'all in the organic marketing framework. So if you're like, Faith, I need to figure out what size keywords for my business, then go ahead and grab the organic marketing framework. It's a super steal of a deal price, or book a coaching call with me. I have, I think, 2 spots left for March, if I remember correctly. So both of those links are in the show notes, but you need to evaluate objectively. Are these the right size keywords for your business right now? Now, truth be told, if you will go for some smaller keywords in your blogging strategy, like in the 100 to 300 searches per month range, and just really knock those blogs out of the park, you'll start seeing way more SEO traction than you would if you're a small business and you're busting your tuchus going for keywords that are searched 50,000 times a month, okay? Yes, that 300 search range is getting in front of less people, but you actually have a chance of ranking for those when you write your blogs strategically. So the first question I need you to ask yourself and evaluate is, are these the right size keywords for your business right now? Now, as your business grows, the size of keywords you can go for grows as well. So don't get discouraged if you need to go for small keywords now, okay? Now, for more on keyword research, check out episode number 13, episode number 40, episode number 48, and episode number 50. If you're like, help, I don't know how to do keyword research, those are some great starting places for you. Okay, now the second thing I want you to evaluate is the search intent of this keyword the best fit for me and my business? Now, what do I mean by search intent? I mean, when somebody goes to search for that keyword, what are they actually looking up? Like, what do they actually want to find out? Okay. If somebody's just looking up like a generic term, like a definition term, they're not wanting to take a whole lot of action with that. Their intent of making a purchase or subscribing or taking any big action behind that search is pretty low. So if you're trying to grow a business and you're trying to generate leads using your website, you need to be using keywords that have a high search intent and have the search intent that matches with your content and with your business. And probably my favorite example to give for this is I had a coaching call where I was doing keyword research for a client, and she helps Christian entrepreneurs. And one of the phrases that she uses in her verbiage is kingdom entrepreneur or kingdom business, I think it was. And so we were doing some keyword research and I was like, well, what the heck? I'll just search this. And I think it was kingdom business that we looked up. And kingdom business popped up with like these hugely disproportionate search results. Like there was tens of thousands, it might have been 50s of thousands of searches of that phrase per month. And I was like, what? No way. And then we got to looking at what people were actually clicking for that, the top search results for that. And there was a show. There's a TV show, I think, in Britain about that. Like, that's the name of it. And she's like, oh, can I use that? And I'm like, no, because when people are looking for that thing, they're not looking for you. They're looking for the TV show. So even if you happen to snag a few people who are like, oh, and accidentally clicked her site, it's not going to do her any good. And then Google's going to see, oh, people came to that site and then bounced really quickly. So it's not going to hurt you, or it's not going to help you. So you need to ask yourself, are the keywords that I'm going for, are they the best fit? Is the searcher's intent match? Does the searcher's intent match with what I'm offering? If the answer is yes, then yay. If the answer is no, then you need to change your keyword strategy a little bit, okay? Now, the third thing that I need you to evaluate is this. Have you given it enough time? Now, I know if you're anything like me, it's like, you want results yesterday, right? Like, have you ever seen that? It's been a long time ago, a commercial where a guy goes to the gym, he gets on the scale, he runs around the gym once, and then he gets back on the scale, like literally expecting to see results from that, 30-second jog around the gym. And I think sometimes we have that same approach in our businesses. We're like, well, I posted once. Why am I not getting a bunch of leads? Well, it's because you haven't given it enough time. SEO is like the crock pot of marketing. It creates some really amazing results, but it does take a little bit of time. So ask yourself, have I given my SEO and keyword strategy enough time? Generally, I expect to see results within 3 to 6 months, and definitely within 6 months to a year. Now, before you freak out and are like, oh my gosh, a year, it doesn't take a year to see any result at all. But I think sometimes, in some cases, it takes a year to see full results. But generally, I start seeing results with my methods within 3 months, sometimes sooner, okay? And then the last question that I need you to ask yourself to evaluate is this. Are you actually creating content around those keywords? Because let's say you have a keyword phrase like, Christian life coach, but you haven't created, that's a keyword phrase that you're going for, is Christian life coach. Great. Have you created any content around that? If the answer is no, then sorry about you, sister. You're not going to rank for that, because the Google interwebs needs to be seeing that you're creating valuable content around that keyword before they're like, oh yeah, this fits what people are searching for. So are you creating content around the keywords that you're trying to rank for? If you are, yay, keep going. If not, better skeet and change your strategy just a little bit. All right, y'all. I hope that was helpful. I know it was helpful because y'all have been asking these questions, which BT dubs, I love questions. So please send any questions you have to info@faithhannon.com or pop them in the Facebook group, okay? I actually get in the Facebook group and answer questions because I want to be able to serve y'all. So I am excited for this episode to help y'all make sure that you do these things, take the notes, and then let me know how it's working for you. And if you need help with this, please just book a coaching call or grab the Organic Marketing Framework course. It is very in-depth, and I show you all of the things literally with screen share tutorials. So you'll have a great rest of your day. And I just pray that God blesses you today and blesses your businesses with the right people to show forth the goodness of His character and nature that He has put in you to show forth. So we'll talk to you soon. God bless. Bye. Hey there, fellow entrepreneur. Welcome to Simple SEO and Marketing with me, Faith Hannon. Do you want to grow your business with organic marketing and finally feel like you can understand SEO? Are you scouring the internet for how to get more website traffic, SEO for dummies, and how to market on Pinterest? Have you tried to grow your business with SEO and blogging only to get frustrated and quit because it's overwhelming and too time consuming? Been there. Hey, I'm Faith Hannon, Jesus lover, copywriter, blogger, wife, wrangler of tiny humans, and barrel racer. And let me tell you, I didn't have time to waste sorting through SEO and keyword strategies that either didn't work or were so over my head I couldn't understand them. I honestly thought that SEO and blogging only worked for people with a PhD in tech jargon and a whole team of employees, until I learned these secrets. Good SEO strategies don't have to be complicated, and creating and marketing great content doesn't have to take more than a couple hours a week total. So pop in those earbuds, slam some coffee, and let's grow your business with simple organic marketing and a healthy dose of biblical encouragement along the way.